And pleased to welcome friend of the show, Eileen Jurczak, the founder and CEO of Xonic Golf, back to Golf Talk Canada. Eileen, hello, and welcome back inside GTC.
Oh, hey, Adam, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had you on, I think about the same time last year, just after the Masters, and we spoke about the early beginnings of Xonic Golf and the ITQ. So 1 year later, how has everything gone for you?
Well, I got to tell you, there's been a lot of buzz around the launch of our new Xonic ITQ app, which we launched at the PGA Show in Orlando this past January. Yeah, so it's got an exciting new user interface, multiple languages, and other great features, including a first of its kind shot tracker. We've also been expanding our PGA partnerships around the US and Canada, which is great because we love our PGA pros. And just a few weeks ago, Xonic Golf was recognized by Fast Company as one of the world's top 10 most innovative companies in sports for 2023. So it's been a great year so far.
Wow. Okay. So we'll get into what the app is, but I got to ask personally, or just what was the PGA show like for you to interact with other people, other apps, for you to, really try to spread the word about Xonic Golf?
Yeah, well, like I said, the buzz was great. It was great. Xonic was really happy to be there. And it's just if you've never, I don't know if you've ever been, but it's an incredible experience. I mean, it's huge, right? And there's just everybody from around the world, from the golf industry, comes to Orlando in one, few day period. So it was very exciting. And we were glad to see with the golf pros and other industry reps really loving the app and hearing what we had to say and how it worked. So it was great.
That's fantastic. Okay, so many people maybe are tuning in here for the first time. They didn't hear our interview last year. They didn't see it on our YouTube channel. They might not know, what is Xonic Golf and the ITQ. What can you tell us?
Okay, so the Xonic ITQ is golf's first AI quick tip caddy app for amateur golfers of all skill levels. So what it does is it gives you instant PGA Pro quick fixes and tips that are based on the AI analysis of your swing signature. So these are small adjustments to help you quickly in the moment. There's no lessons or practice drills. Okay. And what the app does is it keeps learning. It gets better at giving you advice the more that you use it, which is a really unique feature of this app. And we do like to say, the app is for everybody, but if you happen to take lessons, giving your golf instructor your on-course ITQ data can be very helpful to them in crafting lesson plans for you.
So, and that's interesting. And before I get to some other questions, I have to ask, so you mentioned on-course ITQ swings. So that's where we can go to the driving range and we're not aiming at something and we can look like a pro probably because, we're not thinking about the wind direction. We're not thinking about flying at a certain number. We're just swinging and hoping it goes straight. And that to me, that stands out a lot because on the golf course, sure, we can look like Ranger Rick on the range, but when you get on the golf course, it's a totally different scenario, right?
Absolutely. And while you can use the app on the range sort of as a quick sort of warm up in between your round or before the round, or some people use it in the winter at the simulator just to sort of keep things going. It's an easy tool. That's why it's easy to use. But the main core function where you're going to see the key benefits is using it on the course for exactly the reason you've just said. Because the way we hit the ball on the range isn't, for the most part, as you know, the way we hit on the course when conditions are changing, score matters. And so you want because the app keeps learning, you want it to learn about your on-course game so it can improve the tips it gives you on the course, which is when you want the help.
Yeah.
Right?
So, okay. The big question for me now is how did this idea come to be? How did you say, you know what? I'm doing this. I've struggled on the golf course, maybe hitting a slice or a draw or too much of a hook or something. How did this idea come to be?
So exactly that. I'm a 10 handicap. I've been playing golf my whole life. I love this game. It's in the family, and I was out one day and, maybe halfway through a decent round of golf, I started slicing the ball. Now I have a natural draw. And so that was like, what's going on? And I tried, hole after hole. I've taken lessons my whole life. I'm trying this, I'm trying that, tinkering, trying to fix it. And nothing I could do helped. And I just said, oh, for pity's sakes, I knew that it was something small, most likely. It usually is, not always, but usually. And I said, if I just had a caddy next to me who knew my swing, who could say, Eileen, just, move that little elbow in a little more or whatever. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
then I'd be able to, stop struggling, lower my score and get back to enjoying the game. And so with my background in AI, I had some previous experience with AI. It occurred to me, I said, you know what? I wonder if there's a product out there where we can use AI and put it in the convenience of a mobile app, so you can have it with you on the course and easy to look at. And sure enough, I mean, long story short, we got the product, and it does work, and it's great. Yes.
Certainly does. Now, you mentioned your background in AI. Can you give us some of the nitty gritty, some of the specifics with technologies used in the app to make this all happen?
Absolutely. So the app uses an advanced artificial intelligence system that incorporates multiple AI algorithms in a way that's never been done before. So we have filed an international patent for this because it is unique. And basically, I won't get into the whole system. I don't know that a lot of your users are
Right.
AI nuts, but I will mention this is something that I think a lot of people do find interesting, is that one of the algorithms the app uses is computer vision. And why that's interesting is it's the same technology used by driverless cars. And that's how the app is able to analyze your video and then analyze your swing based on that video. So that's always something that our users find very interesting. And also, too, we need to mention AI algorithms need to be trained. They just don't work on their own. It's like any computer program, for lack of a better terminology. So we have a team of PGA pros who helped us train the AI. These are teaching pros who have not, someone said, oh, PGA pros like Tiger Woods. No, no, no. These are teaching pros who have years of teaching experience. Those are the people you want to be giving you advice, right? And also those are the pros who have exclusively written the fixes and tips in the app. So all the fixes and tips are written for the app by PGA teaching pros. And we add new PGA pros fixes and tips every season, which we just did for 2023. And so we're always updating the content. And so you're always going to get, more tips and the best tips for you. It just, like I said, it keeps learning. It's fantastic.
Wow. Okay. So how does the process work? So let's say I'm on my phone, I download the app.
Mhm.
Now what do I do?
Okay, so the first thing you do need to do, as I mentioned, you need to set up your swing videos, because the ITQ needs to identify your overall, we call it your swing signature, so your swing type, for lack of a better word,
Mhm.
so that it can give you the best fixes and tips for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to film one down the line and one face on video. Now, most amateur golfers are not going to have to do that more than once, because as most PGA pros, teaching pros will tell you, our overall swing signatures tend to remain fairly consistent over time. Yeah, maybe once in a while you make a major change, but that's going to take a lot of work. Then,
Mhm.
of course, update the videos. If you think you've made a major change, update the video. But for most people, you're only going to need to do it once. Anyway, we like to tell people, don't overthink the videos. It's a straightforward process. You can film those videos anywhere that you can hit a ball with good lighting. The big key thing is use slow motion, 240 frames per second. All the instructions are in the app, easy to follow. Just follow the instructions. And then we like to say, hey, don't stress about it. If you can't go to the range, last summer I did videos for a couple of friends. We just did it on the course. I did one video, a face on one hole, and then I did down the line in another. It doesn't need to be the same club. So, don't stress about it. Anyway,
Right.
once the videos are done, recorded, uploaded, you're ready to go off to the races.
Wow. And then okay, so now we take it further. So let's say we're playing
Mhm.
and yeah, there's OB right on the first hole at Bayview, and you're like, I'm not loving that right there. Then
Mhm.
you think, okay, how do I quick fix this? So I open my app, and then what's sort of the process out of there?
Right. And so we like to tell people it's not for every shot on the golf course,
Right.
right? So pace of play is not an issue with this app at all. You use it, like anything, you're coming up to your shot, waiting for people to play. That's when you whip it out quickly. Um, but you want to make sure, if there's something happening, that's when you're bringing it out, right? It's when you want the help. You maybe don't want the help all the time, but you are going to want it a few times around. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So anyway, so say you're slicing, as you said, maybe it's been a couple holes. You slice it twice. You say, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to go on like this for the rest of my game. So you just take out the app, and all you do is you select the club you're using, and then you select the issue you want help with from a list of options in the app. That's it. It takes just a few seconds, and there are no videos taken on the course.
Right.
So the other thing you need to do, which is an important, again, it goes back to the learning part of the app, okay, is you need to try the tip, and then you need to click whether it was useful or not. So you click a check mark or an X to let the app know. This feedback allows it to get better at giving you advice. Now, why is that important? So just to quickly explain that, Adam, now our swing, the analysis of your swing is only part of the equation when getting golf advice. Okay. And I always explain it like this to people. You and I, Adam, could have the exact same swing. Of course, in reality, not going to happen. Your swing is way better than mine. But we could have the same swing. We could have the exact same problem, go to the exact same teaching pro who gives us the exact same piece of advice. And for some reason, it will work for you and help your swing, and it won't work for me. And it has nothing to do with our swing. It only has to do with how we process information. I just didn't quite get it, or I couldn't interpret it properly the way you could. So this is being compensated for. The app takes this into account. So it's not just about your swing. That is, of course, an important part. But the other part is teaching it how you incorporate information, how you interpret information. And that's where the feedback comes in. So like any great caddy, it may not be perfect the first time you use it. You got to use it a few rounds. Let it know a bit more about you, not just your swing, but how you interpret information, how you're using it on the course. And you'll see it getting better at giving you that advice. So it's really fantastic. Could I add one more quick thing here, Adam?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I just because you mentioned about quick fixes, and we do like to let people know that there's two major parts in the app: quick tips as well as quick fixes. And so quick fixes are the how not to do's, like how do I stop slicing the ball, which is what we just talked about. But the quick tips are also very useful because they are the how to do's. So maybe I want help on executing a shot out of deep rough. How do I hit that shot? How do I hit off a downhill lie or do a punch shot? Maybe I've forgotten some of the nuances, but that's also tailored to you, and you do the same feedback mechanism. So it's pretty exciting.
Very, very exciting. And, speaking of exciting, since we've spoke a year ago, Xonic Golf, Xonic ITQ, you've been recognized by numerous outlets. You've won a number of awards. For someone who's worked so hard with this, how satisfying is that for you and your team, that to think that, hey, so many people are seeing this app and so many people are excelling using this app?
Well, I got to tell you, it's fantastic, Adam. Xonic Golf is thrilled to be recognized because what it does is it sends a clear message to the golf world that we have indeed built an amazing product to help golfers with their game, and it is helping golfers with their game. I mean, the ITQ was named the #1 golf app to have in your bag by Australian Golf Digest. Score Golf, it was winner of the Canadian Golf Product of the Year for 2022. And Fast Company named it as a winner of its Next Big Things in Tech Award for 2022. So, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, that's awesome. And it's so cool to see an app like this really take off and keep growing. And speaking of growth, you've been recognized around the world, which is exceptional. And you mentioned some of the changes that you made, but in your mind, I know we're early on here, but what's next?
Right. Well, right now it's all about the marketing, as any entrepreneur will tell you. Right. It's getting the word out to all the golfers, so they know that this product exists and that and how it can help their game and that it will help their game, and so they can give it a try. But we've we're expanding globally, as you mentioned. We just launched in Japan and Korea because we've added the new languages just a couple months ago. We've got 5 languages now. There's English, of course, French, Spanish, Korean, and Japanese, and Mandarin. Sorry. So we added 5 languages. So we have a total of 6 languages. Sorry.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
how cool is that? That's
Yeah.
amazing. But okay,
Yeah.
so before we let you go, and perhaps most importantly, everyone listening to this, everyone watching this on our YouTube channel, how can people find the app and get downloaded and get ready to use the Xonic ITQ?
Absolutely. And I just sort of wanted to add that we're also going to be adding short game in the coming, hopefully by next season. So
Cool.
stay tuned. But anyway,
Nice.
back to your question.
Yeah.
So xonicgolf.com is the website. That's XONIC golf.com. You can also download the app on the App Store or Google Play. There is a 14-day free trial. After that, it's $31.99 a year. Not bad. And then
Nice.
or $8.99 a month. So yeah, the yearly subscription obviously is the better way to go. But if you only want it for a couple of months, then just get the monthly. That's fine too.
Well, we've had summer-like conditions here in the GTA over the last week or so. I know it's going to cool down, but golf season is here in the GTA. And what better way to get started using Xonic Golf and the ITQ? Eileen, thanks for your time today. And let's make this an annual thing. We'll talk to you again the week after the Masters next year for an update on what has happened. Thanks, Eileen.
You got it, Adam. Thanks so much. Take care.